Wow, it seems like the past two videos have been reviews finishing up a trilogy. I mean, now we're finishing up Nolan's Batman trilogy with The Dark Knight Rises review. Disclaimer, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I think I'd take this over The Dark Knight, because you get Tom Hardy's Bane, and you get Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. Yes, a stunner. You get a stunner to look at. And an amazing score by Hans Zimmer. It seems like the past few films have been films with scores by Hans Zimmer, other than The Matrix, which wasn't by Hans Zimmer. Anyways, The Dark Knight Rises is basically a story about Batman rediscovering Batman. Big fight, and it has a big fight with Bane. Cillian Murphy does come back in this movie, but he's not even put on the case. Michael Caine, of course, returns in this movie as he returned. Morgan Freeman is another one in this trilogy that is consistently in it, and Gary Oldman is also another one in this trilogy. This film in particular, the fights with Bane are really cool. Bane is the coolest villain. Yes. The Bane in this is better than the one we got in the 90s. For those of you who are 90s and late 80s fans, I mean, I am also a Keaton fan, but Bale is kind of like been my Batman. I don't hate Affleck's Batman. Each of the Batman actors had their own strengths. Christian Bale brought on a new light, and then Ben Affleck obviously brought on a new light for Zack Snyder, and then Clooney was even good at acting Batman. I don't think he was terrible or anything. But Christian Bale is probably my Batman. And this ending for his version is probably one of the greatest endings ever. Flying in a plane to his death, but he doesn't actually die. Watch the movie to find out. yeah, Dark Knight Rises is pretty awesome. It takes place actually 4 years after it came out. It came out in 2012. So it takes place in 2016, which is 8 years after the prequel. I mean, technically, Endgame did something similar, where there was a 5-year gap between Infinity War and Endgame. But that was much later than this movie. Now, yeah, this film is rated PG-13 for intense sequences of action and violence, and it has a runtime of 165 minutes. Perfect runtime for this movie. And on the back we get Bane and Batman having their face off, the really hot Catwoman, Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon, Bane again, and Bruce Wayne. So yeah. This is honestly the coolest Batman movie. It's not every day you get The Dark Knight Rises. Right. Christopher Nolan is obviously good at getting things right. Juxtaposed to Zack Snyder, which is also good at getting things right. They have very similar ways of directing, and then I mean, but it's not every day you get a Tom Hardy and Christian Bale face off. Like, that was like epic to get that face off. And I mean, that's just The Dark Knight Rises for you. Anne Hathaway and Christian Bale teaming up, I think, was great. Not only because Anne Hathaway's hot, she also was in Les Mis later, or earlier than this, as a character who died. I mean, I can probably talk about this film for 1 more minute because it's just that good. Yes, we do get to hear the Star-Spangled Banner in this movie. I mean, that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool addition to the movie. It's not every day we get to hear the Star-Spangled Banner in a movie. In a superhero film. But all the villains in these movies are great. We get Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul. We get Heath Ledger as the Joker, and then we also get Aaron Eckhart as Two-Face, Harvey Dent, and then Cillian Murphy as the Scarecrow, and then Tom Hardy as Bane, which sums that up for you. And yes, this is almost an 11-minute video now. On to the next one, chat.